Help me welcome my brother, Ruta. Wow. You can have your seats. Karibu sana.
Asante.
So, can you introduce yourself? What is your name and what do you do?
My name is Ringo, Luther Ringo, and I am a teacher. I teach art as martial arts, people call karate. And I'm a former champion 2014 for World Karate Championship in Russia.
Wow, amazing, amazing. You are the world champion for karate. For which category now?
We have two categories. One is called kata, and another is called kumite.
So what is kata? What is kumite?
Kata is just like you display, you play kind of the movement, including punching, kicking, and some stuff. And kumite is about you do two people fighting, and one who wins become a winner.
Oh, okay. So this World Championship was for which category that you won?
This was a World Karate Federation Championship, like tournaments every year. They arrange in different category. Like I was lucky for that time to go to Russia, only first person to win this kind of competition.
From Tanzania. Wow, that's amazing. Amazing. So in Tanzania we have talents. It is not just football. I know football and a bit of basketball. Those are the mainstream sports. But we have world champions. Yeah. Wow, amazing. So Ruta, there is something that has happened to your life. It was like 2 weeks ago, a week ago, that you came in front and we saw Baba minister to you. Can you tell us previously what happened to you?
Yeah, what happened is just like 2013. I think I went to the club. I was drinking a lot. Then we had a fighting. Then I think I was trying to fight, and suddenly, I don't know, I felt like somebody's behind my back. So I turned suddenly, and this guy was holding a bottle, which is a particle of a bottle. So he struck me in my face. And then, well, I was okay. I can just defend myself. So I tried to block it, but I didn't see what he was carrying in his hand. So he cut me in my hand, and the blood came out very fast. So I ran to the hospital, and once I remember, when they tried to operate me, they didn't use anesthesia, so they had to do without anesthesia because I was drunk. I was drinking. So they operated me, but the problem is the doctor, they tried to save my life. They saved my life, but they couldn't save my arm. So after...
No, right there. Doctor, how is it possible for a person to be operated without anesthesia? How is it possible? We only see that in movies, like Rambo, anajishona mwenyewe. But in real life, how is it possible?
So, as he mentioned, he had taken alcohol. So for anesthesia to work, for alcohol is one of the contraindications because literature has shown that alcohol interacts with the drugs that we give people as anesthesia. So anesthesia mainly means method of pain control, sedation, or numbing an area that is to be operated or worked on, so that the person does not feel the pain or does not experience the pain that comes from the procedure that is to be done. So alcohol interferes with those medications and can actually lead to adverse effects if you are to give the anesthesia to someone with alcohol.
So when the doctors operated you, I'm trying to imagine, were you like this and they're operating you? How were they even able to operate on you?
Well, it was mid of night, so the whole hospital, they was finding like, oh, somebody is dying today, because I was screaming a lot, and I was so strong, even the nurse couldn't hold me, and the doctors, they couldn't do anything. I was shouting because I felt every time when they touched my nerve, I felt electricity come from my brain to my migu, and it was like I was passing and coming back. Once they touched me again, I was passing, coming back. So it was really painful. It's like in a movie, for real.
And they were doing this operation when you're like the hospital bed?
No, they couldn't even keep me on the bed because it was very painful. They operated me on the floor. There was the blood on the floor. Everything was down on the floor. They couldn't even lift me because I was so in pain.
Wow. Okay, after that, what happened?
After the finished operation, I had to check and ask the doctor about what is improvement, and then the doctor said, yeah, it's gonna be fine. But we figured out it was not true. They misplaced the ligaments. My last two fingers, they were incredible different kind of shape, and they couldn't move. So I went to another hospital, and there was a professional doctor from Russia, and he's trying to check me my hand, and then he say, yeah, it's not possible. Somebody could be operated without anesthesia. It's impossible. Your hand is supposed to be paralyzed, and maybe there should not be a signal between your brain and your hand. So he was like, he didn't accept that it's possible for me. And then he said, if it's possible, we have to investigate your body because you must be very strong. Then I remember the doctor, we agreed to do another operation, which was so expensive. And when the doctor opened my arm and then he said, wow, it's amazing. So they did another operation. They mixed up my ligaments, so they replaced them back. And then after that, they say after maybe 2 years, your hand will be fine. So I was like, oh my God, 2 years. I do karate, so I had to practice, stretch myself, work it out. After 3 months, my hand was recovered. But there was a problem. My two fingers could stay like the way it is, like this. It couldn't be like this. So I stayed for 5 years. I was accepting even, if people, they say, we want to pray for people who are sick, I wouldn't even bother to go front. I was like, okay. I didn't even think about it. But last Tuesday, I was there. I was like, oh, I have to go and see for my hands what can happen. And when I came here, it was a different story.
So when you came in front, you said at first it's like you already accepted the situation, that this is now my new normal. Yeah. And you didn't see like it's an issue anymore. But what were the doctors saying to you about your hand, if it will remain like that?
Yeah, the doctors, it was suggest for a third operation, which I refused. I say I would rather be like this because they asked me if you want your hand become completely normal, I have to take the third operation to stretch the ligament stuff. I was like, I know, I'm good.
So the two fingers could not straighten up. What were you feeling? Were you able to feel your fingers, your palm? Were you able to feel them?
Yeah, when I have a second operation, I couldn't feel much, but the more I stayed for 2 or 3 years, I could feel them. But exception, it was like my two finger. It was every time I open, it was like this, unless I forced with my another hand to push it. But when Pastor prayed for me, my arms become straight like this. So that was amazing.
So we saw you were standing right there when the man of God came to you, and he poured oil on you. So can you tell us the experience? What were going on in your mind, in your body at that time when the oil was poured on your hand?
Well, I was there and then I was like, okay, let me see what can happen. And then suddenly, I didn't want to move my hand. I would just put like this, and it starts stretching. And I was like, well, somebody pulling me or something. I was like, it's moving, and it was vibrating like this. And the more I stay, and more it get more straight and straight and straight. My arm could be completely straight like this. Actually, I was worried with the last finger because this was the worst one. This one I couldn't stretch like this at all.
So as he was praying for you, the fingers started stretching by themselves. You are not even doing anything.
Yeah.
So after the prayers now, how is the experience with your hand, on using your hand? What is the experience now?
Right now, I think I can kill things for too long. Before, if I kill too long, I get pain on my hand. It's getting tired. So I can open it with my will. Before, it was not like I can open, but I have to help it to open it. But now, I can just stretch like this. And you know, I get this miracle in the right time because I have a competition from this year and next year.
Which kind of competition?
Well, I have an Olympic 2020 in Japan, and next year I have a All Africa game for my continent to be championship in here. So I kind of really need this arm. I need it so much. So well, it was a great experience.
Wow. We celebrate God. We celebrate on what God has done to you, to your life. Our God is amazing.